I was discharged 6 days ago after having my son, so let's review my hospital bag checklist, what I brought, what worked, what didn't work, and what I would do next time, if there is a next time. Starting with my ID wallet insurance card, definitely brought that, definitely needed that. My OB and pediatrician contact information, again, definitely needed this, and what I did as well was I saved the phone numbers of these contacts in my husband's phone, so that if anything happened, he had to hand exactly who we needed to contact. Now, in terms of clothes, I was so glad to bring a robe that opened from the front and that was easy to cover myself up. It's one of the ones from Magnetic Me, super good. The reason being that I spent a lot of my time topless in hospital. I had some struggles breastfeeding. I wanted the opportunity to practice latching as much as possible, and so being able to just cover myself at the last minute but largely have myself exposed was super valuable. In terms of loungewear, I probably could have brought less, but it's one of those things that, like, going into it, I didn't know what I would need. And again, because I ended up in a position where I was topless most of the time trying to breastfeed, the loungewear ended up not being that useful. I probably could have gotten away with just taking like 1 or 2 loungewear outfits instead of, I think I brought 4. Moving on to the non-slip cozy socks and the house slippers, I brought both, but I only used the socks. If I had my time again, I would just bring the socks. The hospital socks are pretty good, but having non-slip socks from home just makes you feel a little bit more cozy, a little bit more like you're in your own space versus using like hospital grade stuff, which again is good, but sometimes not the warmest. Moving on to my postpartum underwear or adult diapers, I bought both. I got the Frida underwear and the Frida pads, and I got the adult diapers, disposable diaper thing. I ended up just using the adult diapers. I tried the underwear and it was okay, but because there's 2 parts to it, it ended up just being more work. Whereas with the disposable diapers, you pull them on and you're ready to go. I actually don't think they're called diapers. I think they're called disposable underwear, if we're being correct about things. My one criticism about the ones that I got, which I'll put the name somewhere here, is that they're scented, and I just hate scented things. It's just something to do with me. But overall, in terms of like usability and if I would use it again, I thought they were brilliant. Super easy every day to just pull on, throw away the old ones, and go. One thing worth noting is that I was so curious about how much bleeding I should expect. Everyone is different, but for myself, my bleeding has been so minimal. I'm at the point now where I'm still using the disposable underwear, but I probably could just go with regular underwear and a panty liner. But because I have a C-section and I'm trying to protect the scar, I'm continuing to use the disposable underwear. Last one, comfortable going home outfit. This is something that I definitely could have done without. I think, again, because I had such a difficult time with breastfeeding, it just went out the window for me to look good going home. I ended up putting my pajamas on to go home, which was totally fine. I think it's up to you if you're someone who you think you're going to want to dress up to go home. Originally, I thought my family would be here when I got home, which I think is why I wanted to pack something cute, but I ended up going home looking like Adam Sandler, and I was okay with that. In terms of toiletries, I didn't use much of this. I'll pull out the ones that I did use, but for the first 24 hours, I didn't shower, I didn't brush my teeth, and I did not wash my face because I was just so in the thrall of new motherhood. The things that I did use were my toothbrush, my toothpaste on day 2. I don't think I used my skincare. I think I brought a moisturizer and maybe I used it, I can't remember. The one thing that I would 100% recommend getting is the nipple balm, and specifically the Earth Mama one. So I was provided one at the hospital, which was not safe for the baby to consume, which means that if I were to use that one, every time I breastfed, I'd have to wipe my boob down to get it off and then latch him. With the one from Earth Mama, it's totally safe for baby to put in his mouth. And so I was really glad that I brought my own nipple balm, and it also meant that I had a lot to hand that I could use as I went through my breastfeeding journey. My fluffy bath towel, another thing that I'm really glad that I brought. It was just nice to have something from home. The last thing that I definitely used was the empty small tote for hospital freebies. So at the hospital, I checked with the nurse. I said, what can I take when I leave? And she said, honestly, Liz, when you leave, anything that you don't use, we're probably gonna have to throw away because it's just kind of weird to use it between patients. So I ended up taking diapers home, wet wipes home, anything in my room I took with me when I left, and I put it in that small tote. In terms of creature comforts, I originally brought the Boppy with me. In hindsight, I wish I'd brought the My Breast Friend pillow. I ended up asking my mom to bring my Breast Friend pillow with her to the hospital when she came, and that was such a game changer in terms of breastfeeding. It made it so much easier to position my son. The Boppy pillow wasn't as helpful, and in hindsight, I wouldn't have brought that. I would have just brought the My Breast Friend pillow. And I cannot recommend enough, if you are becoming a parent, you're gonna have a newborn, that pillow is fantastic. It offers so much support. It latches on. It is just chef's kiss. In terms of the belly binder, I didn't end up using the belly binder. I am 7 days postpartum now. I haven't used it once. It is what it is. The portable speaker, I didn't use it. Snacks and drinks. I ended up not bringing snacks and drinks. I did bring my fiber drink just to be safe. An extra long phone charger. I did bring that, but I also brought, from a tip from a friend, an extra long extension cord. We brought our pillows from home. The one downside of this is my husband forgot his pillow, and he loves his pillow, so that was a casualty in the birth, unfortunately, our pillow. The eye mask and earplugs, I didn't use the earplugs, but I did use the eye mask and I was really grateful for it. The iPad and the Kindle, we did not use once. We were not watching any shows or reading any books. Our focus was solely on getting my son fed. But again, I think maybe that's unique to us because we were having trouble breastfeeding. Right, and as from the last things from my list, the car seat. I would highly recommend practicing with your car seat before you bring your baby home, because we spent about, I want to say 10 minutes in the parking lot trying to figure out how to get the car seat, trying to get my baby in the car seat and get the car seat in the car. So practice before you go to the hospital. Baby outfits. We didn't use any of our baby outfits at all until we were on our way home. I'm glad I brought them, but we probably didn't need them. And actually, he's so small that even newborn clothes are not really fitting him. So I look back at the fact that I was stingy on newborn clothes, thinking that he'd grow out of them fast. And I wish I'd bought more newborn clothes, but not to the hospital, just generally. Going home outfit, again, we have just not been super on top of like taking cute photos. We've been taking photos, but it's very much been like in the moment photos versus like staged going home outfit photos. Baby blanket and burp cloth. The hospital provided a lot of these, but it was something that I was glad that we brought. Something else that is not on this list that I wish I brought more of is swaddles. So our hospital had the baby swaddled in blankets, which is a whole new skill set. Swaddles that we brought from home were so much easier to swaddle him in as new parents who had no idea how to do the different techniques to swaddle. So if you can, definitely bring a few swaddles. I wish we brought more because we brought one and it ended up getting pooped on, so we couldn't use it anymore, which made our lives a little bit more difficult. In terms of my partner's stuff he packed for himself, the one thing that I laugh at on this list is the camping cot, because the hospital had a bed for him, so we would have looked ridiculous rocking up with a camping cot. So I guess it depends on what hospital you're going to and what kind of support they provide for partners. One thing I definitely wish I brought was a nipple shield, or at least done some research into understanding what the potential risks of breastfeeding would be for me, because getting a nipple shield at the beginning from the hospital was really hard. Eventually they did give me one, but I wish I just brought one from home. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.